Just this week, we've reported on a tragic boating accident near Heart's Content that claimed the life of a 49-year-old man. With the long weekend approaching, enforcement agencies and safe boating groups are trying to get the message out to practice safe boating. Gary Case is the program developer with the Avalon Squadron of Canadian Power and Sail. He joins us now here on First Edition. Mr. Case, you attended that symposium today in St. John's. What were the groups discussing?
That's correct, Fred. We were looking at basically the important messages that we need to get out to people. As you've already mentioned, this is now the start of fishing season, and so it's important that we get messages out to people about the safe way to use their boats.
You know, it seems pretty basic. Don't go in a boat without a life jacket, those types of things. Every year we have you back or somebody from a similar organization to discuss this. Are people getting the message? You're hearing more about boating tragedies, or do you think they are actually getting the message?
I think by and large the message is getting out to a good many people, but there are still a good many people who are not getting that message. As you said, the important message is wearing a life jacket. We consider that to be probably one of the most important lines of defense when you're going out in a boat, particularly small boats. And I think people should be aware that this time of the year the waters are still very cold, and if they do fall in, with a life jacket on, you have a much better chance of lasting in the water for a considerable period of time when people are trying to get to you. So very important to put on your life jacket, very important to, in fact, wear it before you get in your boat.
Now, as the first long holiday weekend of summer, I know it doesn't feel like summer out because the temperatures are still cool, but as the first long holiday weekend approaches, what are your fears that people are going to do wrong this weekend?
Again, I guess one of the fears is that they will not wear their life jackets. Another is that if they're going out in small boats, there's a tendency sometimes for people to overload the boats. Too many people are getting in a single small boat. And again, you know, exercising caution in the boat. Don't move around too much if it's a small boat. Don't stand up in the boat because these boats are inherently unstable and their stability relies on people being seated in the boats.
And of course, obviously, it goes without saying that alcohol should never be involved when you're operating a boat. But also the weather conditions in Newfoundland and Labrador, especially if you're going out in an open boat on the ocean, that to be very aware of what's going to happen weather-wise.
The weather is very important. The sea state is very important. The smaller the boat, the more subject it is to the conditions on the ocean. If a boat is overloaded, it can be very easily swamped. And we caution people, if you're going out, make sure you check the weather first, and if it looks at all like there's going to be any inclement weather, it's better to stay in off the oceans. And the same thing applies to the larger ponds and lakes, because you can build up quite large waves on those as well.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that surprises me is that in order to get a license for a vehicle to drive on our roads, you have to have a license rather. But I mean, you can go and buy like a fairly large power boat and just go operate it wherever you like.
That's true. There's no particular requirement to have the same kind of license, although there is a requirement to obtain what's called a pleasure craft operator card before you're allowed to operate a powered vessel of any sort. And so we encourage people to do that. This does not, of course, teach them how to operate that particular vessel, but it does teach them the basics of safety and what they should be doing before they go out in that boat.
That's the type of thing your squadron does, though. You do teach people how to practice safe boating.
That's correct. We teach the very basic courses, but we also have courses that people can take for 12 weeks at a time, and it teaches them all of the safe boating practices. And for those people who are more interested in longer range kinds of boating, we also teach navigation principles, how to read charts and how to use them.
Mr. Case, let's hope this is a tragedy-free weekend. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
And thank you very much.